Welcome back everybody. Food plot and Forestry Friday, and we are standing in our Management Monday video spot, and it looks a lot different. So came out one pass through with the cultipacker, and the reason, so this is north, the reason we ran it east to west is very strategic, because now we can take that disc and run it north south and get a good chop against the grain with this, terminate this buckwheat accordingly, get better seed to soil contact with our brassica and clover blend that's going in here, and then we're going to put a little bit of cereal grain over the top to fill in some of the bare spots with it. So my dad told me to make the joke that we're going to fire the tractor operator because he rolled the Milo a little bit, but on the side note of it, this allows us to experiment a little bit. So now we know we will know what will happen if you roll your Milo if it's interseeded with your buckwheat. That's why we didn't do it through the whole plot. You live and you learn. This is real life food plotting. Had a little test strip here up the center in this thick stand of buckwheat at the rate we went, which was approximately 75 pounds or so per acre, which is pretty heavy on the buckwheat. This is just about what it came out to with the seed calibration. We had this in the center that had some Milo. You can see the little tufts. Wasn't high enough at all. I didn't even see it. So, and then the stuff on the edges, you saw it in the video, was probably 3 to 4 foot tall, maybe a little bit better. We're starting to get some seed head, and I think a lot of it's gonna not stand up, but still keep maturing, because I don't think it's gonna be a hard enough hit to terminate here. This was just done yesterday. You can see we had our Milo. Looks like it almost got shear winded, but we'll be able to see now what this looks like and how it responds to a roll. We're gonna go through, like I said, and go against the grain with our disc and broadcast hopefully Friday or Saturday, ahead of these rain showers we got coming Saturday, Sunday, and then into next week. So we're playing with the rain. We're planting a little bit earlier than we do with clover. The buckwheat was maturing. Timelines get moved up and changed. That's what we always say with this, is be flexible with your timing with your food plots. Watch the weather more than watch the calendar, if that makes sense, and you adjust your rates and your planting accordingly with that. So on the side note, we have our 100 proof brassica blend is sold out. We do have some varietals left for more this time of the year, late August, September time planting, available, so we can do a heavy forage rape, purple top turnip, tillage radish, where we don't have as much of the hybrid brassica varieties. We have a little bit left. We can make some custom blends, and that's what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, is custom blends for folks. Super shady plots, some new experimental mixes have gone out to some folks that wanted to try and help me out and make some new mixes for stuff. So I'm very thankful for folks stepping up and asking to put some test plots in for me for the blends. So we're going to offer hopefully some new mixes to help more folks, fit more folks' needs for their food plots with the seed blends that we do. Have a bunch of clover available for whatever situation you have, whether you have a shadier spot or you want our traditional perennial powerhouse, heavy perennial clover base, or you want like our 6-pack mix, which has all the clovers, the annuals, the biennials, the perennials. That covers a lot more of that span, and then you overseed perennials into it year 2 to keep it going. But what those annual clovers do, establish quicker. They put some good roots down. They feed good wildlife, provide a lot of biomass, and then you had the perennials that take over. So it's kind of like a multi-step process with the clover, and then you rebroadcast more perennial clovers like ladinos into it following years, and medium reds do really well too, seeded into that mix, and are part of that mix for that reason. So that way it kind of stair steps itself in there. And then the 6-pack mix also has a chicory. We do have straight chicory available as well. Yeah, so we got a lot of food plot blends available. I am really looking forward to what this is going to look like. We got about 1.5 acres here of buckwheat that we have rolled, and then we have a little over, I think it's 3/4 of an acre on this side. This north end, we were looking at it, and it's funny, if you remember back to our other video talking about reading your plots and looking at where your trees are, there is a distinct line, which we'll look at in another video for this plot. We're going to disc over there and try to do more annual clovers on that, and move that into clover again, keeping that good and maintained, and we'll probably put some cereal grain in that. But we can pushed that planting date back, but this one had to be done because of the maturing buckwheat. So I'll turn it around, and you can see laid down a nice carpet here, only a couple inches off the ground, but we got great weed control here. We still retained soil moisture in our plots, and we snuffed out a lot of weed competition, and we did that with just a one-time application of herbicide. Hopefully we're not going to have to do as much going forward with this. We are going to have probably some volunteer buckwheat, but I'm not that concerned about it. We should be able to broadcast right into this. The only reason we're doing a little bit of soil disturbance is to make sure we get an effective termination on this buckwheat, so we don't way overseed it and have a ton of volunteer stuff. But if that's the case, we can just mow it off next year and keep the clover base underneath it. No problem. So we'll live and we'll learn with it. Also, like we talked about, any uneven spaces, like this strip right here, that's mostly narrow leaf plantain is what it actually is, most of it. People mistake this a lot of times for a grass in their food plots. It's actually a broadleaf. So this spot right here is going to get heavy disked, just to break that up so we can get some clovers in this, specifically in this spot, really heavy. So that's what we got, guys, up here at Top Field. This is the buckwheat update here for Food Plot and Forestry Friday. If you're watching this real time, hopefully we're out there spreading seed, and look forward to more videos up here at Top Field and other food plots in our Food Plot and Forestry Friday videos. And stay tuned for updates for Management Mondays, Weed of the Week Wednesdays, and all of our content and podcast. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time here in the field. Take care, guys.